What up, YouTube? It's your boy JusRzd, and welcome freaking back to another edition of Behind the Soul. I know it's been a minute, but let's get to it.
I just wanna feel love, I just wanna see light, I just wanna give more, I just wanna be light.
Welcome back to another edition of Behind the Soul, y'all. I'm excited to do this one. It's been a minute since your boy dropped. Shout out to my wife for the fresh retwist. You feel me? Locks looking luscious. You feel me? I'm extremely hyped. Just came home from a concert. Shout out to Domination and those involved. Shout out to Seagull. Shout out to Quote. Y'all killed it. Shout out to each and every last one of the performers. First time ever seeing Ty Brazzo and Aha Gazelle live. Show was amazing. But we're not here for that. I just had to shout them out real quick because the show was amazing. But it's neither here nor there. Shout out to 350, shout out to Cam, shout out to everybody that was out there. But it's neither here nor there. Today, you know, if we back for Behind the Soul, it means a new single drop because we finna talk about it. I'm finna give y'all the in-depth behind the scenes on the creation of the record, what inspired the record, and my favorite parts of the record. I ain't gonna hold you. For this particular record, the newest record that has dropped from your boy, it's been a minute, it's been a few months. You know what I mean? I ain't did one of these since April. It's dang near July. You feel me? It's been a minute. The song has been out for a little over a week, and man, shout out to all those who have tapped in with the record. While we're into the tapping in, shout out to everybody who's tapped in with the record. Shout out to everybody who's tapped in, commented, liked, shared the video, the lyric video that's on my YouTube channel. The link will be at the end of the video. And I'll put it in the description as well. But Pull Up and Go is the newest single. Fresh on a distribution deal with Rapzilla. I had to take a break because I was trying to figure out what to drop, when to drop it, how to drop it. I had a couple records that would do well in the summer, and it was like May. Then I had to rework some cover art. It was just a lot. Then work. Then my oldest son graduated high school. It was just a lot of stuff going on at the same time. You feel me? And so I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna like do the rollout, how I'm gonna do the promo, how I'm gonna do any of it. Still trying to figure out. You feel me? But you know, I got to hit y'all with a Behind the Soul so y'all can know what this song is really about. Why I even went this route. Shout out to the homie Wayne Classic. Shout out to the homie GB. Shout out to Rapzilla. Shout out to Justin. Shout out to Chad at Rapzilla. Definitely put that ink on that distribution deal. So now we locked in for a year. You feel me? And this is the first drop of that partnership, and I'm excited about it. It's doing well so far. I definitely got to do my part and hit the promo a lot more consistently. But I'm just trying to get back into the rhythm. Like I said, it's been a minute, bruh. It's been a minute. It's been like a smooth 2-3 months. You feel me? And on top of that, I've been doing other things. Had to take a break from YouTube and creating music for a while just to kind of recalibrate. I was feeling stressed out. I was feeling overwhelmed. Signs of burnout are real. So I had to pay attention. Had to be like, all right, I need a break. I'm stressed out. Had to sit down and tell my wife, look, I'm stressed out. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You feel me? Like it's everything that's going on and just a build up of a lot of different things. Circumstances outside of our control. It was a lot. You feel me? It was a lot. But praise God for healing. Praise God for health. Praise God for warning signs. You feel me? Praise God for having the tools and the ability and the community to be able to take a break, not really lose a step, and just kind of really still be prayed for, still be lifted up in the backgrounds, and still have the community. You know, sometimes with certain communities, I can't speak. Certain communities that I've experienced in the past, if you're not using your gift, my boy, what use do we have for you? Like, you're gonna have to get it from God. You feel me? Like, shout out to Craig Smith. But it'd be crazy like that sometimes. Like, if you're not in a headspace to use your gift, or you're not using your gift to their benefit or to their need or want or desire, it's just like you kind of thrown to the wayside. It's just like, all right, we'll holler back up. We'll holler back once you get back in the groove. And it's just like, bro, what type of foolishness is this? Like, what we doing? What we talking about? But I praise God for the community of believers and the community of artists and the community of people that He has around me, because it's definitely healthy. And it's funny, when you get into a healthy community, you start to realize the toxicity that was in the community that you had before. And it's just like, ooh, y'all was. And it's not saying that the healthy community that I'm around now is perfect, because they're not. Because I'm not. But it's just interesting when you get into healthy community, you start to realize what toxic community look like, and how you start to notice the toxic traits that your community had before you got into the healthy community. So shout out to healthy community, shout out to fellowship, shout out to God, you feel me? And being able to have a gift to share with anybody. So definitely excited to talk about this record. Pull Up and Go has been a record that has been sitting on my shelf for a long time. I don't know if anybody else, if any other creative or independent artist creates some records and you love what you did with it, and you just kind of shelve it for a while. It's like, yeah, this is dope. Just put it right here. Just put it right here on the shelf. Let's sit there for a while. But that's what happened with this particular record. It actually, fun fact, got inspired by my homie Scribe Music. So this is what happened. This is what happened. I was randomly on Spotify, and back when I used to use Spotify. Now I'm on YouTube Music, but that's neither here nor there. I was randomly on Spotify, and an old Scribe Music record popped up. And I told him this, but not in so much detail. For Really Flow, a record with him. I think it was with Rapzilla, and I forgot who the other artist was that was on there with him. But I love the bounce in that record. I love the swag on that record. I love Scribe's delivery. Scribe is a beast, first of all. The brother can sing, the brother can preach, the brother can rap. It's just, he's multifaceted. He's a good father, good husband. Like, just multifaceted individual. So shout out to Scribe. But Phone Really Flows. I remember hearing it. He had this line, "I'm for real about my walk. I'm for real about my walk." Like, it had like a bounce to it. I was like, hey, this is so hard.
Scribe Music. Yeah. Know that I do it. Yeah. Give me the plan. Tell me the move. What are you saying? Tell me the step. Show me the groove. What are we doing? I'm for real about this walk. I'm for real about this walk. I'm for real about this walk. I play no games, stuck in the lanes. What are you on? Calling my name, never the same. Put that on guard, yeah. I'm for real about this walk. I'm for real about this walk. I'm for real, yeah. I'm for real about this walk.
And I remember coming across that record, and I remember Wayne Classic. Shout out to Wayne Classic, that's my guy. He sent me a beat pack, and Pull Up the beat for Pull Up and Go was one of the beats in the beat pack. There was several others as well. And I ended up picking all of them. Some of them are out currently, some of them aren't. But I ended up getting the Pull Up and Go beat, and I was just like, yo, I kind of want to. It's like one of them records. It's got that bounce, but that it reminded me of the same bounce that For Really Flows had with Scribe Music, and that I'm for real about my walk. I'm for real about my. That just kept resonating in my head, and so when I was writing the hook for it, it was just like I just felt that same bounce, and I was just like, all right. We ain't got time for this today. We ain't here to sit and play. We for real about this thing. Pull up in, go.
We ain't got time for this today. We ain't here to sit and play. We for real about this thing. Pull up in, go. No, it's TLS up in it. Set the record straight, no kidding. See for real about that business. Philippine, go.
had to throw that for real about the thing up in that joke. Just shout out to Scribe. Like I said, I thought on this before, but not in this much detail. So it was funny. It's funny what you can gather inspiration from, and the little things that can inspire you from different artists, from different songs, from different things that happen in your life, from different things that happen in your walk. It's amazing where you can draw inspiration from. And that's kind of how I came with the hook, because the beat already had similar bounce to it as the flow really flows. And I was like, yo, this like, hey, we ain't got time for this today. We ain't here to sit and play. We for real about the thing. Pull it in, go. And like, I just thought that joke was so smooth. And it's funny because knowing me, anybody who knows me, anybody who's created a song with me, or anybody who's been following this channel for long enough to watch some Behind the Souls, you know I'm Mr. Melodies. I'm FreeSoul, Mr. FreeSoul. The melodies just flow from my head top. It's always been like that since I was a kid. I thought something was wrong with me as a kid. I thought maybe I was just trying to sing lead on every song, but it wasn't really that. It was just like certain melodies I could hear in my head that people weren't doing or executing, but I could hear them. I just didn't know how to execute them because I wasn't trying to record or rap or make music or nothing like that. I just enjoyed singing in choir. So, with me being the melody guy, it was certain melodies that were popping in my head when I was listening to the beat, and I was saying, Philippine. And I was just like, yo, why is that in my head? And so I ended up adding that in the second half of the hook.
Go, we pull up in, go, we pull up in, go. Best believe this thing for real. Now look, baby, we ain't got no chill. We pull up in. You see the evidence.
During the pull up and goes, and yeah, man, it just, the way the hook came together, it was seamless. It's got that bounce to it. Shout out to 48 for the mix. You already know what time it is. That's my guy. We were playing with the different effects and stuff like that to make it pop in and out, and it was super dope. Before we even got to the mix though, laid down the hook, had no verse, just laid down the hook, sent it to Wayne. I was like, yo, this joint kind of cold, what you think? He was like, yo, this joint fire. Put it right on the shelf. Never wrote to it. Just it made the hook, put it on the shelf. And that happens a lot for your boys. Sometimes I get distracted and end up working on something else, or somebody will send me something, I'll end up working on that, or somebody asks for a feature, I'll end up working on that. And I'll come out with the hook quick, and then I put it on the shelf, and it'll be a while before I get to the verses. And it was a while before I got to the verses. Now, originally, because of Flow Really Flows, I wanted Scribe on the record, but situations, he a dad, he a husband, he's an artist. He was doing his own thing musically and had some other things that he was doing musically and just in life in general. I know with his church and his church choir had dropped the album, and it was a lot of stuff going on, so he didn't really have the time or opportunity to be a part of the record. So that was another reason why I got put up on the shelf, is because the person I wanted to be on it wasn't available at the time, which happens at times. Like, life moves on. You feel me? Like, I can't expect people to be available just because I'm available. You feel me? Like, that's rude. But so I just kind of put the record to the side for a while. And I was just like, you know what? I think it was Wayne who reminded me about it. He was like, yo, you ever finished this joint? And I was just like, nah. I was supposed to get Scribe on it, but it ended up falling through. So I just kind of put it to the side. And he was just like, yo, this joint hard, bro. You gotta do something with it. So I was just like, you right. And shout out to TLS, man. So many dope independent artists, so many dope lyricists, so many dope men of God, for real. In that chat, and we always encourage each other. We always joking on each other. We always ragging on each other. And shout out to GB. Me and him linked when he first got in TLS. He sent me a record. I did a hook for him. The funny part is he had an idea for a hook, but it was really, really wordy. And so I took like the first I took like the first 4 bars of what he had, delivered it, slowed it down, and then added a hook based off of what his first 4 bars were. He loved it, and that song ended up becoming a recipe. Ended up getting a verse on that record, and that was the first time we collabed. And then I put out the Hustle and Soul tape, and that was it was a song on the Hustle and Soul tape called Joe Pesci that I was sitting on for a long time as well. I had asked Alcott previously if he wanted to be on it. He was like, yeah, he was down. But I just couldn't find a third person. I was just like, man, who should I get for this joint? GB came to mind. Somebody recommended it. I think it was Mike Wise. Recommended. He was like, yo, just send it to GB. And I was like, you know what? You right. So I sent it to GB. And that was our second collab. Was Joe Pesci with me, him, and Alcott. Fire record. Fire record. What can I say? But then he was working on his project. I was working on different things on my end, different projects, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I was working on. It was a lot going on. That's neither here nor there. I ended up hitting them. I was like, yo, how you feel about this particular record? It was actually 2 records that I wanted them for, but that's going to be a behind the soul at a later date. But the first record is was Pull Up and Go, and he was like, yo, I like both of these songs. Like, yo, let's do something with it. So he ends up sending back his verse or whatever. He was like, let me know what you think of it. I was like, yo, you slid low key. He was like, bet, can you do something for me and throw some ad libs, some stacked ad libs to add a fuller effect on a part of my verse? I was like, bro, I got you. Don't worry about it. So we ended up doing that after.
You see the evidence. The people's is dilated. Now they wide awake and looking up. The LASIK was heaven sent. Awaited the latest development. We said the hell with it. Cause TLS tired of waiting. Let's design the table, cook it up. Just aiming for betterment. Was crazy, it made us some better men. The uncomfortable rhetoric. When the subject is tough, we don't run from the elephant. Ain't no crumbs with the brethren.
I got his verse back. I was like, you know what? I should probably write the verse. I should probably write my verse for this. Because at that time, I hadn't written my verse for it yet. And so I was just like, all right, let me get to it. So wrote my verse for it. And the whole concept of the song, I kind of came up with this hook around the same time. We were flirting with the idea in TLS of doing TLS Volume 2, which still may be in the works, but that's neither here nor there. On lock and key with that. But there was a theme around certain songs I was making around that time, and it was more so TLS versus everybody. Like it was finna be up for everybody. So a lot of my hooks at that time were just real slick talk. And so when it came to Pull Up and Go, it just kind of had that vibe and that feel. And shout out to Wayne Classic. That's my guy. Like I said, even every time we collab, I got to do my tag in the beginning. If Classic hit the live, you know Ray's got the finish. Because I said that in one of our records during Summer Solstice 2, which came out in like, I want to say 2021 or 2022. And it just kind of landed. And I was just like, yo, that joint kind of cold. I was like, you know what? Every time we collab, I'm going to drop that in the beginning of the record. So if Classic hits the live, you know Ray's got the finish. It came from a song called Gifts that Wayne produced for Summer Solstice 2. And yeah, it just felt so good coming out when I was rapping it. And so I was just like, yeah, that's finna be the tag anytime Ray's and Wayne Classic collab. So they ended up becoming the tag there. And then it was just dope, man. Just being a part of this record, writing the verse, writing the hook. Like I said, the frame and the mindset was just kind of slick talk. Just like, yo, we ain't got time for this today. We ain't here to sit and play. We for real about this thing. We pull up and go. Like, we ain't got time to wait. If you ain't ready to get on the train, we gone. We pull up and we go. Like we on to the next. If you ain't with it, get gone. Like we on to the next. So it was a dope concept. So when it came to the verse, had to kind of you know what I mean, get back in my bag, you feel me? I've been doing melodies so long, you know what I mean, singing and doing all that stuff, experiment with different sounds. It was just like, yeah, I gotta get the pen back in my bag, you feel me?
Put up in gold, beat the excursion. We got the soul, go ahead and splurge and claim you want more, but ain't even surging. You ain't trying to explore, you surface. We in the trenches, put work in. Building like we got the permit. This free soul, never swerving. Locked in for the top 10, but we not 10. We 40 deep, better opt in. Before we switch up the game with the options. Run up the score, never not been. Top tier, this TLS with the rock seared. On our hearts, never not clear. That's all God that we got here, like.
So I did that. Verse was dope. GB's verse was dope. I just really enjoy this record. Just listening to it, hearing it is a good summer. I felt like it was a good way to kick off the summer for your boy. Definitely got more records in the tuck, more records coming. Got a couple flips. Got a record with Mitch Durrell on the way. Got another record with GB on the way. Got some more Still a Kid collabs on the way. It's just we kind of back in the groove, kind of working our way out of the funk of just everyday life and responsibilities as a husband and as a father. And so it's just like just seeing everything that transpired with this record. It's just super dope to me. Like I said, the record is doing well. The first collab drop, not collab drop, but the first drop with this new partnership between myself and Rapzilla with the distribution deal. It's looking up. You feel me? Like, it's looking up. This is the first behind the show in months. You know what I mean? I had to give y'all the insight on just the inspiration behind the record. Just knowing that, like, yo, when God calls us to do something, we quick to obey, man. We pull up and go. Like, we ain't got time to wait. we ain't got time to wait. We do this, so we pull up and go. You know what I mean? When he calls us to do it, we top 10 and we not 10. You know what I mean? That's probably one of my favorite. That whole scheme in my verse is probably one of my favorite parts. Top 10, not 10. that whole scheme in my verse is probably one of my favorite parts of my verse. GB's verse, my favorite part of GB's verse, I'm not gonna hold you, it's got to be the whole when he starts digging into the history of our collabs, bruh. When he started talking about the recipe, I guess it wasn't the topic of 23. Like, I was just like, all right, GB, you got it, bro. You got it. He was sliding on that joint. He was sliding on that record. So shout out to GB, man. Shout out to GB. Shout out to Wayne Classic. Shout out to Rapzilla. Shout out to 48. Shout out to everybody involved with this particular record. The artwork. I know people might, certain people, certain Christians, might feel a way about the artwork, but that's why I did it. I ain't gonna hold you. That's why I did it. I thought it looked cool. I needed something where it looked like we was pulling up and going. So, you know what I mean? I seen it. I was like, oh yeah, let me get that. Had to throw the TLS in the corner, you feel me? And that's why the artwork looks the way that it did. Went through a couple of edits and was just like, all right, we got it. And yeah, man. Can't afford to really pay nobody for artwork, so I gotta get it out the mud, do it myself. I enjoy doing the artwork. I ain't gonna hold you. Got a couple, pretty much every single that drops. Actually, every single that dropped this year, except for the Just Wanna remix, is artwork that I did personally. So every drop, except for the Just Wanna remix. Just Wanna remix. Out of City did that artwork, but up until that point, it was all me, and all the next songs in 2025 during the summer are pretty much all me as well. When it comes to artwork, so shout out to God for allowing me to be able to pick up that skill, because there's a lot of things as an independent artist you kind of gotta figure out. If you can't figure it out, you gotta figure out how you gonna get the bread to pay somebody. And so, being a father, being a husband, I ain't got the funds to just be paying everybody everything. So you gotta figure some stuff out. And artwork is something I enjoy doing, so I had to figure it out myself. I don't feel confident enough to do it for other people and like charge them and do it for other people, but I know some great graphic designers that I refer people to when they ask me about artwork and stuff like that, because they be like, yo, can you do my art? I'd be like, nope, I surely cannot. I can do my artwork. I don't know about doing yours, but I know like 3 or 4 dope graphic designers I can send you to that can hook you up and give you something fire. And yeah, man, that's Pull Up and Go. It feels good to be back. You know what I mean? You know, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified anytime we drop a new video on the channel, which is every day. And I thank you for tapping in with another edition of Behind the Show. The link to the lyric video will be right over here. But yeah, don't forget to stay locked in, stay tuned in, stay tapped in. And thank you to each and every person that has stayed locked in, tuned in, and tapped in. I know it's been some months since I dropped any music. And I know a lot of my content is more so like trailer reactions, anime reactions, movie series and anime reviews. But we getting back into the music. I know I ain't did an album review in a while, but might have to knock out a couple. You feel me? But stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay locked in, and never forget, it's FreeSoul to the show. Free. Let's get it. You feel me? I'm back.